This might just be Sony's most underrated lens, and it's a lens that I have been using for the past 6 or 7 months, but it's also a lens I find really difficult to recommend to everybody for a few key reasons. But before we dive into that, you currently join me in Vietnam, so I thought today would be the perfect opportunity to put this lens through its paces right here. So this is the incredible Banner Hills. Now this is something I actually wanted to see when I was last in Vietnam, but unfortunately I didn't do my research very well and realised when I was in Hanoi it was basically on the other side of the country, so there was no chance of me seeing it. So on this month-long trip I made sure to make Da Nang a stop so I could come and see this, and you know what, it hasn't disappointed. Now this bridge has actually been voted as one of the most impressive bridges in the world. Construction finished in 2018, and I have to say it is probably the most impressive bridge I have ever seen. It is incredibly beautiful. I've never seen anything like it, honestly. Now, I didn't actually realise that in this place as well, it's not just the bridge. There is also like a French Quarter area, which I haven't explored yet. I'm really curious to see what that's all about. And also, apparently there's like an amusement park, an indoor one, which is like Jurassic Park themed. And I'm a bit worried about that because if it's anything like the films, that's going to be an absolute nightmare. I should also say that the hill itself is at an altitude of 1,487 meters, and you have to get up here via cable car, and I've never been on a cable car like it. Like, the views from it were just, they're impeccable. And I should also now tell you about the lens we're going to be talking about in today's video, and this is the lens that has replaced a 24-70 for me, and that is the Sony 24-50 f2.8. More info on that soon, but a bit more exploring to do first. I tried to do like a dramatic walkout and exit, but I forgot that this camera tracks me, so I kind of failed, didn't it? Stop following me! I've just found out there's an Alpine course and it looks amazing and I'm doing it. Come on, this is going to be great. Let's go. So I am aware that this review kind of style of video is going completely off the rails, but whilst this coaster takes me back up to the top, I thought now would be a great opportunity to actually tell you why I decided to get the Sony 24-50 f2.8, especially considering I already have a Sigma 24-70 f2.8 Mark II. And it really comes down to size and weight. I love the Sony 24-50 because it only weighs 440 grams, and I travel quite a bit, and you really do notice that when you're coming from a 24-70. My 24-70, if I'm right in thinking, I don't have statistics right in front of me because I'm on an Alpine coaster, it weighs about 763 grams. So when traveling, it just fits that niche for me perfectly for travel, and it still gives me the versatile focal range that I could possibly want and need. In some scenarios I do miss having a 70mm, but I've got workarounds for that. I can get close to my subject by moving my feet, unless that means walking off a cliff, which is less ideal. So in those kind of scenarios instead, what I do is I switch to an APS-C crop mode, or maybe crop later in post. Because I've got 33 megapixels on the A7C Mark II, it gives me plenty of wiggle room, and I can get that extra reach if I really need it in a pinch. Right, coming to the end, and I don't think anyone has ever done a review before whilst on a roller coaster. World's first right here. Now going back to size and weight for a second, something I completely forgot to mention with this lens is how compact it is, and this is something I really like about the 24-50. When the barrel isn't extended, it's very similar size to a lot of Sony prime lenses, and that's an impressive feat for a versatile focal range like this. And on the front of my A7C Mark II, this lens just feels right at home. This is the lens that actually started to make the A7C Mark II make sense to me, because one thing I found was with a lot of full frame lenses is they are bulkier, they are heavier. So when you put one of them on the front of an A7C Mark II, your setup immediately starts to feel front heavy, which for me somewhat negates the purpose of having a lightweight camera to start with. Now some of you may be thinking at this point, well Curtis, there are a lot of lightweight full frame lenses out there to choose from, and yeah, there are, I hear you, there are tons of them. But the only reason I've gone with a 24-50 and not many others is simply because I haven't figured out a money glitch yet. So if anybody has any cheat codes, please feel free to leave them in the comment section below. I'm now expecting like Vice City cheat codes in the comment section. So I believe this here is supposed to be reminiscent of the Louvre, and it's nearly there, it's not quite there, it hasn't got the triangle shape to it, but it looks cool. But I will say this, and I'm sorry if I offend any of my French audience, it's a little bit better than Paris because it's cleaner. Now one thing we haven't discussed yet about this lens is its quirky zoom mechanism. Now normally on a zoom lens you start at the wide end like at 24 and then zoom in to the telephoto end like to 70. But on this lens it's reversed. You start at the narrower end, you start at 50mm and then you have to zoom out to 24mm. Plus the amount the lens extends by isn't all that much. Between 50 and 35 is very minimal. The most you get is from 35 to 24. These days most of my photography falls between 24 and 50, with 35 as my go-to and 50mm is getting more use as of late. So for how I shoot, this lens covers all the focal lengths I use, nothing less, nothing more. In a way it feels like having a prime that can shift between every focal length I'd need for travel and street photography. So if like me a lot of your shooting is done between 35 and 50, the overall size of the lens doesn't change all that much. So far we have only discussed the positives about this lens, and I haven't exactly addressed why I wouldn't recommend it and why I find it hard to recommend it to everyone. But we're going to talk about that back at my Airbnb, because as you can tell I've kind of run out of daylight. I spent way too much time exploring and I still haven't explored it all. Ultimately it comes down to two key factors: price and, weirdly enough, focal range. As good as this lens is for me, it might not be the right fit for you. For starters, the price of this lens is around $1,200, which isn't actually bad for a Sony lens which shares 95% of the optical performance of a G Master. It's around 50% cheaper than the Sony 24-70 Mark II and around $400 cheaper than the Mark I version. However, when we throw brands into the mix like Sigma with their 24-70 Mark II, a lens that I personally own, this lens is only then around $80 cheaper, and I can speak from experience that that Sigma 24-70 Mark II is on the same level as Sony's 24-70 Mark II G Master. There is also the Sigma 24-70 Mark I, a lens that I also used to own, and the quality from that lens is simply superb, and you can buy one of them new for about $1,000, or if you shop around $800, maybe cheaper on the used market. So when people ask me which lens to get as an all-in-one zoom lens for full frame cameras, I will always recommend a 24-70 over a 24-50. For most photographers, the versatility of a 24-70 outweighs the benefits of having a more compact and lightweight lens. That said, this lens fills in an important gap for me when I'm traveling. Its compact size and lightweight design are unmatched by a 24-70, making it incredibly convenient on the go. It's versatile enough for day trips, wide enough for some vlogging, excellent for video shooting, and perfect for capturing landscapes, cars, travel scenes, and street photography. If you're looking for a singular zoom lens, primarily for travel, and you want to remain lightweight, then the 24-50 might make more sense to you than the traditional 24-70. So that right there is my long-term hands-on review with the 24-50. I do hope you enjoyed this rather different style review video. It's the first time I've really done something like this, and if it was a complete mess, I do apologize. I completely winged it. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed it nevertheless. If you did, hit the like button and subscribe to the channel, turn on the bell icon so you're notified for whenever I release a new video, and we are making our way to 90,000 subscribers, so it would be great to have you on board. And with all that said and done, my friends, until next time, create, explore, and inspire.